Hey guys, my name is Gabriel Pastizel with JTech, and today I'm going to show you how to flare brake lines. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this imp, I call it a stubby, but it's really called an imp, and we're going to cut the brake line because it's already been used. Alright, just got to tighten it down. What you're going to do is you are going to spin it around, and then every spin you're going to tighten it a little bit more until it just, it cuts it. Yeah, it can get a little tricky. This part took a long time. Alright, so get on there real tight. Now you can put this clamp if you want, but if you're skilled enough, you can actually do it just by holding it. Now this clamp is a little bit more precise, that's why I decided to use it this go around. Basically every turn I am I'm tightening it a little bit more. Alright, until eventually it is going to come off. Alright, see, tighten it so much it came off. Alright, now see, it should look almost exactly like that. It's pretty clean, it's got a couple flakes in there, but it's all good. Nice, next we're going to take this little clamp, and what you do with this thing is you take and put the line into it, and you have it about an eighth of an inch above the space that it's at, right? So there's two different ones. One's for a double flare and one's for a bubble flare. Now what I'm going to be showing you is how to do a bubble flare. Essentially, double flare is just a bubble flare done twice. This one's for a double flare. It's a little indent. Alright, so now we're just going to take and put the tip of it in that clamp so we can hold it tight, and then we're going to put the line into it. Alright, so you're going to put the line into the matching hole. Now it's kind of hard to see, but when I tighten it down a little bit, I'm going to push that line almost all the way down until it's just about an eighth of an inch. Alright, now one way to measure is you take this tip and see that bigger part right there, you're going to make the line about as far off of that little anvil as that thing is wide. So there's a decent measurement. Alright, this is called a reamer. That's to even out the line, to get all the flakes off of it, just make it a little bit more open so that little tip can get down in there. Alright, now there's this little bitty tip on the edge of that. See, I'm sitting there measuring it. It's to be about as tall as that thing is wide. Now it's going to come down a little bit. Alright, Alright, now we're going to place this tip right inside of that line. Now we're going to take this and then we're going to put it on top of that tip with the pointy end on the indentation of that tip. Now when you put it on, you got to put a little bit diagonal so it's touching either side of the anvil. Yeah, it can get kind of tricky. I think it fell off. Now you gotta loosen it just enough and then tighten it right back down. Now you want to make it kind of diagonal. Make it where either side is touching it. You see both of those sides can be twisted just a little bit to the right. Alright, and you put that thing in there, this little bar. Alright, what I'm doing here is I'm making sure this is tight right here. Yeah, if it was not tight enough, the line will come straight out. So that's what I'm doing there. Alright, making sure that anvil is good. Making sure it's nice and tight so that line won't go anywhere. Alright, I had to reposition this because this wing nut wouldn't turn. Alright, now take that, use leverage, and tighten it down. And boom. Alright, now you take this, and you tighten that down. Now, when you tighten this down, this tip is going to come down until it touches that little anvil. Now you want to get it to where it just barely touches it. Now see, I'm keeping an eye on it. You don't want to crank it too hard. Just crank it just barely, just a little bit at a time. Alright, at the end it'll look about like that. It's got a little tip on it, it'll keep the nut on there. Alright, now we're just going to put this back on the anvil, tighten it down. Alright, so now what we're doing is we're not using that tip, right? We're going to take this and just press it down. So this is going to be a double flare. I misspoke earlier. This is a double flare. I told you it was a bubble flare earlier, but this is a double flare. Alright, now you want to tighten it down. And now that line is going to flatten out onto that little anvil. Alright, now you want to be careful. If you do it too hard or too fast, the line will split and you'll have to start all over. Here, I'm just talking to someone. Alright, so you've been checking, you want to make sure it's kind of flat, but not too flat. If it's like indented in there, or you see any cracks or anything, you probably got to start over. Now what I'm doing here is I'm explaining to Pops what I was doing. Whole thing tried to roll off. Okay. Suppose it wasn't down far enough. From the time of me narrating this video and me taking this video, it's been a couple weeks, so can't really remember. Alright, there you have it. That is going to be a double flare. See, it's all nice and smooth down there. Now, if it looks a little rough around the edges, all you gotta do is you brush it off a little bit, blow into it, and the stuff should come off. Alright, yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching.